You gotta admit, Daya is one of the strongest, and if not the strongest, descendant in the game. We ain't gonna really get into that much in the intro. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for supporting the last videos I did and what I've done. Now, I'm gonna show you the breakdown on how I use Daya effectively. That is pretty much a melee weapon character. As you know, before her preference is swords, you could choose the Hypernova, or you can use the Shadow in your preference, or the Crime and Punishment, but not really Crime and Punishment because that weapon don't really hit that hard. It's okay, but you know, nevertheless, let me jump into the build. Let me just remove my camera right now so you can see my stats and everything. This is what you are seeing on my build right now, and we can break it down for any mods. Come over as usual. Pause. First thing we're gonna start with is the trigger module. Trigger module using icebreaker. I want to say a good amount of the community are sleeping on some mods. I understand that people using power beyond a lot because you get extra kill power, which is fine. Try these other trigger mods to see if it works effectively. Don't just go for damage all the time. I mean, yes, you want to kill a lot of things off rip, but try these other trigger mods to see what actually working. Icebreaker is working for me 100%. I really wish that I could find a max one that will set me right, but nevertheless, this is the stats I have in on my trigger mod. This, let me explain this. This is when attacking enemies inflicted with frostbite with a skill weapon, deals damage to target and nearby enemies and grants icebreaker to self. Damage increases proportionally to the number of icebreaker stats. The damage is affected by equipped reactor attributes and archetypes. Look at the stat. That extra 19,000 skill power you get, y'all need to wake up, people. Wake up.
Let him cook.
Anyways, moving on to the Transcendent mod. Transcendent mod we're using is Bloom Ecstasy as the mobbing Transcendent mod, mid-air maneuvering. I'm using Hyperfocus. I didn't need to use Hyperfocus to be quite honest, because I'm not using a firearm. I do have it because I'm having my Thunder Cage with me, but I really should be taking that out. But nevertheless, you could replace this whatever you want. I probably will replace this with Dangerous Ambush just to keep it pushing, because you know, once health get low, then I can slap even disrespectful. Moving on, MP conversion, nimble fingers. You definitely need that if you want cooldown and you want to spam your stuff. Skill concentration for skill hit damage. Glacial Cynthium, I only got this here for skill power boost ratio to boost more her actual attribute itself. Emergency measures, you get a bit more skill critical hit rate, skill critical hit damage. Focus on chill. I purposely went with this here because I want a little bit more skill cooldown, but if you want to increase your damage, Chill Specialist is what you want. Skill duration up, I went for skill extension, and I'm gonna explain why I went for skill extension. With this character, front lines, you definitely went for skill critical hit damage, and you want a little bit more hit rate. This is my Transcendent mod. Now, first thing gonna ask, oh, why you don't got enough range? This is the downfall that I have on this Transcendent mod, but this is the reason why I got a skill duration up. Yes, you need more range. Range helps a lot in damage because you get to cover a lot more of the room. You get to spam stuff even more, so a wider variety. But since I take the hit on the range, I increase it with duration up. Reason why I got duration up is that when I using my 1, 3, and 4, it lasts a little longer. Trust me, it lasts that 2 seconds. You see it got 5 to 7 seconds on my 4. That extra 2 seconds give me a good amount of time, I'm gonna lie. Now, back to the Transcendent mod. This is the best one that I came across, and it came in my favor because I was trying to neglect using Kill Insight to take up an extra slot on my setup. Diffusion skill power boost ratio at 33.6%. I really wish that I could have found one with a higher percentage because I need to increase my fusion skill power boost ratio. Like I keep reminding you guys, do not look at these stats over here. Use that as a guidance. What you need to look at, the actual info of your character. So like I said, I got 231.7% skill critical hit rate, and 33.6% on fusion skill power boost ratio with a negative range. Just to explain to you guys why I have the duration up, because I lost the range. This is what you need. If you want to take this out and put in range, actually, you're probably going to want to use maximize range, to be quite honest. You're going to need that highest range you could get possible, but the problem is if you don't mind losing the skill power a bit, you could go with it. But once you exchange that, just look and see what range you're going to get afterwards. If you want to keep a little bit of range, or if you want to keep the duration up, like I said, That's up to you. Like I said, I only using this Glacial Cynthium for chill skill power boost ratio. You got other options that you can use in replace of this. If you want to put health on dire for survivability, go for it. If you want to increase more duration up, you can use that slot. You don't have to necessarily use this slot, but increase, or you can do it with range, your choice. Now we're gonna jump straight to the info. This is what my stat looks like overall for dire. Now you can see my chill skill power boost ratio is right there, pretty decent enough. The only thing on my stat page right now that is kind of lacking is the fusion skill power boost ratio, because like I said, I try to aim to let you guys, I know that you need to increase on your attribute. And I'm gonna look y'all directly in your face and tell you, start listening to your preferred content creators that don't explain to you what you need to enhance on these things. Yes, everybody want hit damage. Yes, people want to finish in 20 seconds in a run. You know what I mean? It's good to have them things, but if you following your content creators and they're not explaining to you why you not getting their stats, they're failing you, pretty much leading you down a hole that you can't ever get out, because everybody want to do all these things, but your content creator is not explaining nothing, and I'm gonna explain to you again what you need. So we can stop at the fusion skill power boost ratio. I only got 62.1% because of this and this for my reactor. Like I said, if I could find something in my transcendent mod to give me a big higher fusion skill power boost ratio, I'm good. Any character that you want, especially a crit character, start with a skill critical hit rate first. If you could get your skill critical hit rate at 100% or max without using all 4 transcendent mods, good. Because if some characters got skills that actually boost your critical hit rate without using all these mods, that's good for you. I advise everyone, once you can hit, the next thing that you should look to increase on after the critical hit rate is your attribute. If you could get this over 75% and balance your character, you are golden. Trust and believe. If you doubt me, ask me. You can thank me later. Currently sitting at 62.1% is okay. I can live with it because I got weapons that actually support me and what I'm doing, and you know, the damage gonna put out for me. Kill critical hit damage, depending on what weapon you're using with dire, preferably the swords. My shadow is my strongest sword here, but Nova is another honorable mention to use. Not a bad combination. Kill critical, the skill cooldown, I'm sorry, this is at 68.2%, but this is only at 68.2% because I don't have my vision skill power boost ratio and cooldown, which I do have, which is right here. So if you want to increase your skill cooldown, 5.5%. And also, if we ain't get to the arcade tuning yet neither, bear that in mind. Like I said, transcendent mod for the range, this is where my negative 35.1% is. You really don't want to lose that negative as range, because range always increases your damage output to clear mobs in a wide variety. I take a chance of getting this mod, but like I said, once I saw that, I had to come with a different setup on how to deal with dire, and I went for duration. Be a skill power boost ratio, get a little bit something in that bucket. Skill power modifier, we don't really need the modifier per se, but you know, I want to advise you to, because dire skills are extremely strong. So you know, you get a little bit, a little sample, you know what I mean, a little sample in the pot, and that's pretty much it. 39.3% obviously is the duration up from the skill extension as my mod set for dire. Moving to the weapons, Hypernova and Shadow, like I said, I got my Thunder Cage, so that's why you see me using Hyper Focus here for I was actually testing this. I honestly gotta take this out, but preferred weapon, Hypernova or Shadow. These are my stats for Hypernova. Try to get these, the augment and the base stats as high as possible. I know RNG could be a pain when you're trying to roll these weapons. These are the mods for the Hypernova. These are the stats for the Shadow. And these are the stats I'm using for my Thunder Gauge. Now, moving to the reactor. Reactor, your choice. You can either use skill critical hit damage or cooldown, or you can use fusion skill power boost ratio to help boost your attribute. This is going to give you the most damage you're going to get. You're going to lose a little bit of cooldown, but it's up to you how your playing style is. Cooldown is pretty good with this, depending on how you have it set up, and we haven't got to the arcade tuning yet either, so bear that in mind. External components, these are the external components I'm using. I'm using the Polar Knight set with max stats, go rolls, max HP, and defense for all of them. This is my RK tuning for the tree. So for the mutant cell that I'm running over here for the cerulean is the RK concentration to give me more critical hit damage. The mutant cell over here for Malachite is defense neutralization. Everything that I hit losing extra 50%. And they're losing extra chill resistance because obviously Daya is a chill character. So technically they're losing all around the board. If you want to slap, you don't necessarily need to take this route down to Malachite. You could technically use enhanced skill power to get more damage and use the cooldown if you want to get more cooldown on your character. For the inversion reinforcement, this is what I'm using for Daya. RK circulation tactic for more cooldown. Recovery, we're using the selective cellular stimulation. For the season, we're using the specialized coolant circulation. For the fellow, I was using the Agio sheepdog. Obviously, this one here giving you the one for more HP. I prefer to use this because, you know, in battle, you're obviously using HP along the way, but you got to stick and move for survivability. And also keep in mind that you can also add HP mods for more survivability. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that I explained the ways how I broke down Daya from start to finish, that you will understand and take into consideration what you need to do for your characters. Stay tuned for the video that I have. Let me know in the comments, is Daya the strongest character in the game to you? Honestly, tell me, is she really the honest, strongest character in the game? If not, let me know in the comments below who you think is the strongest character. With that said, this is your boy RicocheT. We out. Peace.
and gentlemen, you are not ready for this.
ਨਾ ਦੇ ਦਿਲ ਪਰਦੇਸੀ ਨੂੰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਨਿਤ ਦਾ ਰੋਣਾ ਪੈ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਨਾ ਦੇ ਦਿਲ ਪਰਦੇਸੀ ਨੂੰ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਨਿਤ ਦਾ ਰੋਣਾ ਪੈ ਜਾਊਗਾ ਨਾਲ ਰਜੇਟੇ ਜੋਗੀ ਦੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਜੋਗਣ ਹੋਣਾ ਪੈ ਜਾਊਗਾ
Get ready.
I'm a king, but I vibe with my saint. They call me a bad man, that's a fucking good thing. My